Graphic design is an applied art concerned with visual communication, whether through posters, magazines, book covers, logos, brand identity, and other presentation. Like architecture, it serves a function and has a purpose, leaving little room for the abstract, unlike fine art. Graphic design is made up of different movements that are based on the work and style of individuals or groups, in response to previous movements, the events of the world, and other cultures. The Bauhaus is one of those movements. The Bauhaus was the result of the merging of two schools in Germany, the Weimar Arts and Crafts School with the Weimar Art Academy. The child of architect Walter Gropius, he hoped to upgrade the taste of industrial design and bring together art and technology. Just as there are color associations in art and painting and other forms of expression, the same can be said for graphic design and the applied arts. Color can be a powerful tool for communication, emphasis, and grabbing attention. However, I find that the Bauhaus gave color a much more subdued role, similar to the feelings of other European social critics had, as described by David Batchelor, where design must maintain its preponderance over color, and color is a mobile, vague, intangible element, while form, on the contrary, is precise, limited, palpable, and constant. This mindset could be seen in the Bauhaus school and the movement it created. As believers that form follows function, their designs closely followed a limited usage of color with a primary concern for form. Color was understood in the school's pedagogy not as an attribute that responded to decorative and adornment needs, but rather as one that should fulfill a practical, aesthetic, and an emotional function in all design. The school never provided a consistent, coherent color curriculum. As such, it is clear to see that Bauhaus kept a limited color palette, with many designs focusing on black, white, and a spot color. The value of color in the Bauhaus design can be clearly seen in the Dessau campus, where they were forced to relocate to from Weimar due to the political pressure from the Nazi regime. The building is nearly completely devoid of color, with black, white, and shades of gray making up the exterior. However, not all professors at the Bauhaus felt that color should have a limited view. Joseph Albers would paint squares of different colors to showcase how they interacted with each other. Wassily Kandinsky, another instructor, would teach about the roles of color in composition and form and how they were functional. He would have students explore the psychological effects of color on the walls of the workshop rooms. It was a holistic approach to design using color, form, and material within a space. And an abstract painter who taught at the school invited students to explore color beyond a solely representational limited purpose. It almost seemed like he had synesthesia, the way he would view color as kind of like a musical score where certain colors expressed as specific notes. For example, yellow was a middle C, or assigning colors to geometric shapes, like yellow is a triangle, blue is a circle, and red is a square. Despite the efforts of the previously mentioned, there is still a strong association with limited monochromatic color palettes with the Bauhaus movement. We can see the pushback of this movement in future movements like Art Deco and Supermannerism, which embrace decorative flourishes and vibrant colors within design. But design follows cycles of movements and counter-movements, the Bauhaus itself being a response to the decorative nature of Art Nouveau and wanting to go back to the basics and having a more minimalistic approach to design. For me, it is important to look back on these movements, like Bauhaus, to understand the problems they were trying to solve, how they can be applicable today, and what ideas we can move on from.